On Wednesday, April 5th, I got the chance to attend the UA's Fake News Forum held in Bierce Library. The event drew many students and commenced with a panel of 4 speakers from different backgrounds, including Dr. David Cohen of Political Science, Dr. Christopher Buford of Philosophy, Juan Contreras of Communications, and UA student representative Joe Gerber, a member of the on-campus organization, the Model UN. Here's what he had to say on what interested him in the event.
I know what made it interesting to us was the message, at least that we perceive that the international community gets from an administration that propagates fake news, is 4 different messages. It's either we don't care what's going on, we don't understand what's going on, we don't want to know what's going on, or in the case of like Trump's travel ban, they're manipulating what the constituents are seeing in order to get policy that they either support or want to enact. So they're manipulating the news in order to pass it.
One of the most talked about topics of the night was understanding fake news and being able to detect it. This is what Joe had to say about detecting fake news.
You know, I don't know if there's one source in particular. I know with like CNN and stuff like that, them being called fake news, and since there is no recognized definition, that it's sort of hard to say one's doing it and another similar platform's not. I know the 2 that always come to mind is BuzzFeed and like InfoWars or something like that, where it's just not based in reality. But it's sort of hard to, without a clear definition, to distinguish between fake news and human biases.
Since fake news is not only a local issue, but rather can have an effect on the entire world, I interviewed President of the Model UN, Mike Schultz, to hear his thoughts on how fake news can have an impact on everyone.
And I would just say that it's just a claim of a certain ideology or a certain rhetoric that really isn't backed by facts.
I asked Mike what sources he thought were the most reliable.
And so, I would say my top 2 would probably be C-SPAN, Associated Press, just because they are, like I said, generally politically neutral.
One of the most talked about topics of the night was understanding fake news and being able to detect it. Near the end of the event, the floor was open to the students to ask questions about what they had heard. This is what Joe had to say about detecting fake news.
Said it, man. You have to double check. You have to do your own research, and I know I talked about it in the panel, and I used the word passion, which I don't know is the best word, but you have to, if you don't want to know, you won't know. It's either you're going to look at the first story and not read any more about it, or you're going to want to learn more about the thing or the subject that you're researching or talking about, and you're either going to do more research and become more knowledgeable about it or not. Sort of like taking a class. It's either you're gonna pass it or you're gonna fail it. One of the 2.
Everyone who attended the event had a greater sense of what fake news was and how to analyze it. This has been Chris Seifert, Lights, Camera, Akron.